Hey friends, I'm Yash, and today I'll be talking about frustration, something I've been fortunate enough not to deal with in a major manner in my own personal life. So let's talk about the cause and cure in that order. Through the seldom moments I have shared with frustration, I have recognized three prime causes for frustration in my own life. The first major one being that of inability. I am physically or mentally incapable of performing said task. The second one would be my environment, where my environment is actively inhibiting me from doing a particular task. Now, this does tie into physical inability, but ultimately does compound into frustration. Third, and rather layered cause of frustration is the lack of purpose, where said task is being done with no real benefit to my present or future self. So, what is the cure? I could recommend 5 lifestyle changes, but I will give them with the caveat that I'm speaking from my own personal experience. This is not scientifically proven, there's no science to back this up. This is just what works for me. For me, the biggest source of frustration is my workspace. Mostly because my workspace is dirty and perhaps because this table is too old. There comes a point when I'm sitting on my workspace and think I can't be asked to do work in this environment. Though my physical workspace is the trigger for the thought ICBA to do work in here, do note that there are several reasons or factors that can lead to the ultimate thought ICBA to do work in this environment. Now that I've established that my environment is the cause of my frustration, how do I combat this? Well, there are 3 ways to deal with this. The first one, and probably the easiest one, is to forget everything, sit on your couch or on your bed and watch Netflix. This particularly does not achieve anything. If you're in the mood where you just want to chill, you don't particularly have the energy to work, by all means, go ahead and watch Netflix. If not, change your environment. This can be as simple as going to another room or as time consuming as going to a local library. The absolute key part is to get out of the environment you're currently in. The third way to rectify this problem is a whole tip in itself. Change the rules to that environment. If changing your environment is something you can't or are too lazy to do, simply change the rules of that environment, i.e., change the way you interact with things in your environment. The way to think about this is using your 5 senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel physically and mentally when you are in your workspace? Maybe decide you're going to have a furry rug underneath your feet. Or maybe decide you're going to listen to something, a particular kind of music or a particular tune when you study or when you're in your workspace. Maybe decide you would always see your favorite art piece or your favorite drawing or something that pleases you before you start work. The key thing here is to establish guardrails to prevent frustration and inability from creeping into your workspace. Now, this is obviously done by reducing the number of distractions you have and by changing the way you interact with some things or everything in your workspace. To reiterate, use your 5 senses and change your environment to suit what pleases those 5 senses. The third and fourth tip of this video is going to be regarding spatial arrangement. The third tip is behaving like an enantiomer. For context, enantiomers are a pair of chemical molecules which have the same chemical formula but different spatial arrangements. This allows them to have different chemical properties and basically interact with the world around them in a different way. If you want to unlock different thinking patterns, try changing the way your room is set up. Basically, change the layout of your room. This very well ties into the fourth point, which is about treating your environment and specifically the table you work on as real estate. In real estate, there's a rather popular saying, it's all about the location, location, and location. You may not realize it, but the location of your workspace is more influential than you could first imagine. Personally, I like my workspace to be facing a wall and next to a window. Having a window to the side of me allows me to look outside when I want to, and having a wall straight in front of me, right behind my computer, allows me to be more focused with work. The fifth tip is going for a walk. Now, this is something I don't do too often, but every time I do it, I regret not doing it so often. I remember I was on a walk with my mother the other day. I recall commenting on how green the green looked, how peach the peach looked, and how everything was a lot more vibrant. This comment was possibly inspired from my age-old addiction of staring at the LCD screen 24/7. Out of all the 5 tips I've mentioned, going for a walk definitely takes the least amount of effort and delivers the highest return on investment. Going for a walk is especially more better than changing your environment or rules to that environment. Now, why do I say so? This is because if you continuously change your environment, you will not have enough time or sufficient time for doing actual work. If you resort to changing the rules of the environment every time, you will, in the end, have no guardrails left in order to prevent frustration and inability from creeping in. Now, why take the pain of doing this? The goal here is to experience life with increased happiness without fearing that you will be trying to escape frustration in an environment which is currently the cause of it. Before I sign off, allow me to plug my blog. It will be linked somewhere over here. If you like what you're seeing, you can go read some of my work on my blog or even check out more of my videos with a playlist which will be linked somewhere here or somewhere here. I don't really know. I thank you for watching and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.